In a very faraway village lived a girl named Mary. Mary lived alone with her sick mother, a distance from the village. Mary didn't have friends or go to school. She spent more time caring for her mother. Whenever Mary would go to the village, she would always hear people gossip about how her house is filled with ghosts and spirits, but she never paid them any attention. One day, Mary was going into the forest to get medicinal leaves for her mother. She saw something very strange, a purple flower growing on a tree. Mary then asked herself, "This is very strange, for this plant does not normally bear flowers. Could it also be medicinal?" Brimming with curiosity, she took a petal from the flower and began to eat it. Immediately, she felt better and stronger. She then decided to show this plant to the only person she knew, aside her mother, a herbalist in the forest. "Good morning," she said. "Please, I want to know if this flower is good enough to give my mother, or if it will have any bad side effects," she says as she hands the flower to the herbalist. The herbalist inspects the flower and says,
"It is good, my daughter. In fact, it might even cure her completely."
Mary was so excited to hear this news, but the herbalist said,
"You must give it to her immediately."
And with this information, Mary runs back home to give her mother the flower. A few days later, Mary's mother became very healthy. "Thank you, my daughter, for taking care of me this well," her mother said. "You're welcome, Mama. What would you love to eat?" "Anything, my daughter." "Okay, Mama, I will go to the forest to get some snails." Few minutes later, when Mary came back, she saw a very strange man walking into the house. Mary was scared for her mother's safety, and she ran inside the house. But Mary did not see her mother, and all the furniture was gone. It was like this man had stolen everything. So Mary walked up to the man and confronted him, saying, "Where is my mother? Where have you taken her to?" But the man ignored her. Mary got angry, and she pushed the man. He fell on the ground, hitting his head on the floor, and instantly he died. Mary was shocked and scared. She had killed someone. Not knowing what else to do, Mary went to the herbalist for answers. And when she came back to her house with the herbalist, people were gathered around her house. She saw in the crowd another herbalist with two men by his side, digging a hole in front of her house. This other herbalist she saw was shouting out loud, "The evil witches have killed a man. We must burn down this house." Mary did not understand what was going on, but she believed that they wanted to bury her mother, so she rushed to stop them. But she was held back by the herbalist that came with her. "What are you doing?" said Mary. "We are going to bury my mother alive." But the herbalist did not say a word and stayed quiet and stared at the hole that the men were digging. It appeared to be that there was something in which they were removing from the hole. Two human skeletons. "Whose bodies are those?" Mary said in shock.
"It is you and your mother,"
replied the herbalist. Mary was speechless. She felt like she was going mad. "I don't understand," said Mary.
"You and your mother died 2 years ago, and you were buried beside your house. Your father was sad and couldn't live in the house again, so he left. But you and your mother's spirit continued living in the house. For your mother could not accept dying without seeing her daughter grow up, and you couldn't accept her death. Your mother finally accepted it when she saw how strong you had grown to become, and she finally decided to rest. It is only left for you to accept, Mary."
As the herbalist took off his mask to reveal a skeleton, He said,
"We all believe death is evil, but rather, death brings value to life, and accepting it is not weakness, but rather the beginning of life."
With this, Mary finally understood everything and accepted death, fading away forever.